Okay, so we are not in the old NHL anymore. This is the new age of National Hockey League. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Michael. This is fun, and I always see the commercials on TV when you watch games like on ESPN or TNT, where it's like the golden age of NHL is here. And I guess this is it. This is what it is. We have our second offer sheet of the offseason, and it is the biggest offer sheet in NHL history. The Philadelphia Flyers have signed Leo Carlsson to an offer sheet that is $18 million a year for 5 years. That is $90 million. This is insane. Leo Carlsson next season will be the highest paid player in the NHL per year. Kaprizov, I'm pretty sure, would be second at 17 mil. This is crazy. Now, first off, let's talk about Leo Carlsson, the player. Leo Carlsson is a second overall pick from the 2023 NHL entry draft to the Anaheim Ducks. He's had a progressively grown into his role in Anaheim. His first year in the NHL, 55 games played, only 29 points. That's about half point per game, just a little bit over. In his second year in the league, 76 games played, 45 points, but 20 goals. It's a good season. And then this past year, 70 games played, 67 points, 29 goals. So right around point per game. So every year he's grown, he's gotten better. He's definitely increased his time on ice as well. His first year, even though he only played 55 games, he averaged 18 minutes and 7 seconds, which was actually fourth on the team. 2 years ago, which was his second year, 16 minutes and 14 seconds of time on ice, seventh for forwards on Anaheim. So decreased, but he did play 21 more games. And then this past year, 25, 26, 1909. So second. He was second on the team in times on ice for a forward. He has grown into Anaheim's first line center, and he is expected to continue to grow into not only a star, but maybe even a superstar in this league. He has incredible offensive ability, and Philly recognized that, and they offered him a massive offer sheet. Now, what does this offer sheet mean? This is not just an offer sheet like what the Devils did, where the Devils offer sheet Barrett Hayton because they wanted him, and then they had a deal in place to acquire him via trade at the deadline, and then they got petty, so they're like, yeah, we want him, let's go after him. That is a statement in itself, what the Devils did with Barrett Hayton, because it's like, oh, you backed out of a deal with us, we're going to show that we're not going to get kicked around, we're going to offer sheet a guy that we wanted. I don't think, if Sonny Meta didn't want Barrett Hayton or didn't want him. I don't think that he wants Barrett Hayton that bad. Like, I think he wants him, but it's more of a power play move. This is a league-wide statement from Philly that they want Leo Carlsson. And not only do they want Leo Carlsson, but they're willing to handcap themselves to get Leo Carlsson, because is Leo Carlsson worth $18 million a year? He is not. Let's just be honest. And I mean them with all due respect to Leo Carlsson and to the Philadelphia Flyers and the Anaheim Ducks. Leo Carlsson is not worth $18 million a year. If you had asked me how much I would give him, I would say maybe 11, maybe 12. And again, that's high based on potential because he only had 67 points this year, which is his career high. But obviously, second overall pick 3 years ago shows incredible offensive talent. You know, you're going to pay big money for that, especially since he's only 21. He's not worth 18 mil though, but Philly views him as being a part of the future of Philly. Um, and they're willing to go out and handcuff themselves, and make a statement and say, we're going to go out and we're going to get the guy that we want. And we know that it might have negative repercussions for the future. Now, this is interesting because if you look at Philadelphia's lines, if they do get Leo Carlsson, their lineup now consists of Tippett, and these are just Puckpedia's lines. And again, I shifted players around because, there's different line combinations. I'm not sure, but these are just their forwards. Owen Tippett, Leo Carlsson, Travis Konechny, Tyson Forster, Christian Dvorak, Porter Motone, Sean Couturier, Trevor Zegras, Matvey Michkov, maybe even Claude Giroux. There's some reports that Claude Giroux might be going back to Philly. Right now, those are rumors. We don't know. But if Giroux comes into the system, there's a logjam there. So if they bring in Carlson, there's too many forwards in Philly. So someone's going to have to go. Not only that, but Philly also still has to sign this offseason Trevor Zegras, Nikita Grabenkin, and Jamie Drysdale. Now, Trevor Zegras will probably get a decent amount of money. He had a really good year this year. Jamie Drysdale will probably get a little bit of money, not a ton of money. Nikita Grabenkin, depth player, not sure how much he gets, but they'll be able to get those players signed. The interesting one is in 2 years, 2027, next season, actually 1 year from now, I don't know why I said 2 years, Matvey Michkov, who is their top 10 pick, is a restricted free agent. So if this goes through, and if Philadelphia gets Leo Carlsson, they have to figure out who will not be a part of this team. Who of these young guys are not a part of this team? Do we view Trevor Zegras as a part of the future of this team? Do we view Matvey Michkov as a part of this team? Do we view Owen Tippett as a part of the future of this team? We just signed Tyson Forrester to an extension. Part of Martone had a great rookie year, came into the playoffs and was great for us as a rookie. Didn't play a full rookie year. This would be his rookie year coming up, but is Porter Martone going to be good for us? Trevor Zegras. Who is the future of Philadelphia Flyers? Because if Carlson comes in, and especially if Giroux comes in, one of these players is gone. Tippett, Zegras, Mitchkov. Like one of these guys will be gone. I would assume this offseason because you're not going to put Mitchkov on the fourth line. He's a top 10 pick. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Philadelphia does and what they do to make their team better because even though they will be adding Leo Carlsson and potentially trading away Mitchkov or trading away Tippett, I still don't think that this is a move that moves them into contender status. No offense to Philadelphia. I think that they overachieved this season. I think that they're going to come back down to earth a little bit next year. And I think that they overachieved in a division that was very weak. And they overachieved what they could do, and they also got help with how weak the Metro is, and they made the playoffs in a division spot. I don't think the Metro is going to be that weak this year. Other teams around them are getting better, including them too. But like I don't think that this is a needle mover to move Philly into stardom. And you're paying a guy $18 million who is going to be a star. Let's not sugarcoat it. Should be a star. But what does that mean for next year when you want to add to the roster? You're not going to have as much money to do that. But I guess Philly views this player as their future superstar, and we'll see what happens with that. Now, for Anaheim, it's kind of a similar situation. Not as much, though, but it is very similar. So if Leo Carlsson is matched and Anaheim gets him, their lineup would be Kreider, Carlson, Gauthier, Beckett, Seneca, Mikael Granlund, Alex Killorn, Frank Vetrano, Ryan Palin, AJ Greer, who they just got. They do have Cutter Gauthier and Pavel Mintyukov as restricted free agents this year. Now, if Anaheim matches, I think that Anaheim still has enough salary cap after the fact to sign these two players too to long-term deal. The interesting thing is for next season, Nathan Gauthier, how much is he going to want? He's a restricted free agent next year. Drew Hellison's going to want a contract next year. Again, not as big of a player and should be able to get him signed, but Beckett Seneca, 2 years from now, 2028 restricted free agent. If they're paying Leo Carlsson 18 mil a year, and Beckett Seneca has two more good years with the salary cap going up again, is Beckett Seneca going to be like, where's my 15 mil? Where's my 20 mil? I don't think he'll get 20 mil. I think that's a little too unrealistic. But if Beckett Seneca keeps growing and plays really well, where's my 15 mil? So whoever gets Leo Carlsson, whether that's Philadelphia or Anaheim, the reality of the situation is they are getting a first line center who should be a star in this league. No doubt about it. Let's not sugarcoat it whatsoever. A first line center who should be a star. Is he a star just yet? Probably. He's getting his way there. For 18 mil is a little high. Now, the thing that I question about Anaheim is, do they say, yes, we can match the offer and get Leo Carlsson, who we put a second overall pick into 3 years ago? What's more worth it? Leo Carlsson at 18 million or 4 first-round picks? I didn't even say what the compensation is. I forgot to state that. It's 4 first-round picks over the next 5 years. So You can choose which draft or not, but I assume Philly would give the next four because they have four first round picks. Does Anaheim say it's more worth it for us to get four first round picks than to have Leo Carlsson at 18 mil because we can use these four first round picks and flip them, including our first round picks, to get a star player? Let me brainstorm again here. Do you take these picks, your eight picks that you have first round picks, including 3 seconds in the second round, and you go to Detroit and you say, hey, Detroit, we'll trade you a couple firsts and maybe a prospect or a young player, and you give us Dylan Larkin. Or, and in the same vein, hey, Dallas, we'll give you a few first round picks, maybe a player or so, and we'll get Jason Robertson on a $13 million deal, get Dylan Larkin at 8.7. I know that's like $22 million, but would you rather have Leo Carlsson for the next 5 years at 18 mil or Dylan Larkin and Jason Robertson at a combined 22 mil? Now I'm thinking outside the box. This is obviously, unrealistic, but offering a point per game player who was drafted 3 years ago, $18 million in exchange for four first round picks is also unrealistic, but it happened. So this is going to be interesting. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see what else happens because there's some rumors that maybe Anaheim gets Mintyukov offer sheeted from a team too. Does Anaheim have two other players offer sheeted? Let's say someone offers Mintyukov enough to get a first or even two firsts. Do they just say screw it? Let's get six first round picks in the next four drafts and we have 10 pick. Like Anaheim is a team that made the playoffs this year for the first time forever. I assume they want to continue to be a playoff team, but at what point do you say the picks are too juicy and we can rebuild and reshape this team any way we want? So it's going to be a lot of fun to figure out what's going to happen. It's a lot of fun to see what these teams do, not only within the next 7 days and in 7 days when they make their decision, but also what's going to happen after. What is each team going to do after? I don't know what's going to happen. So anyway, that's all I got for this one. If you like this one, like, comment, subscribe, send it to a friend. Maybe they send it to another friend. Um, Favorite if that's still a thing. And thanks for watching.